Hello, Cardinals. We're going to be talking about investigation 9.1 today, determining climate. Our focus question is, what characteristics determine the climate of an area? Before we start today, we want to review the different climate zones from yesterday: tropical, arid, temperate, continental, and polar. Your map should look something like this. Should be colored in with the 5 different zones, and then you should have a key at the bottom. So you have a resource as to what zones are in what part of our world. Going through each of the different climate zones, I'm going to give you a chance to read this over and copy this if you maybe didn't get it done or have a mistake. So for tropical, we have a high average temperature year-round, usually 64 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. It is wet. There's a list of examples, and some extra information is there's 3 subzones: areas with dry seasons, areas with monsoon seasons, and hot, damp areas with consistent rainfall. The second zone is arid, or some people call it the dry zone. There's a wide range of temperatures. It's extremely dry, receiving little rainfall. Examples could be North Africa, Dubai, Arizona. And there's 2 types. There's grasslands, and there's steppes. Temperate, not very cool, not very hot, usually in the middle. Temperatures remain between 26 and 64 degrees Fahrenheit. There are 3 different types, and this would be a lot of the Mediterranean countries, the Pacific Northwest, and Eastern United States. Continental, warm or hot summers and very cold winters. Some are very dry in the winter, and some are very dry in the summer. Examples would be Chicago, Toronto, Canada. Often far from oceans, which is why it's called continental zones, and it's located in the interior of the continents. And the final one is polar, average temperature below 50 degrees Fahrenheit all year, very dry. Examples, interior Alaska, Russia, and includes tundra and ice cap regions. So after you have all that done, we're going to look at the objectives from yesterday, and you're to discuss the main characteristics used to determine climate zones. And then we're going to move on to investigation 9.1, using data to determine which climate zone is city located. Step 1 is going to be discussing with your group what characteristics determine a climate. And then number 2 is going to be share your ideas, and we're going to share those ideas with the class. And we're going to record these ideas in your science notebook. For the investigation, you're going to look at 5 different locations, and you'll be using your data to determine the climate classifications, and you'll be presenting your group's information to the class. Here's an example from the handouts you're going to get. You're going to get a location, so this would be city A. You have the coordinates, and then you have the high and low temperatures, the amount of precipitation, and the number of days with precipitation during that month. So for example, if you look at this, City A's average or high temperature in January is 65, average low is 49. These are both in degrees Fahrenheit. Usually get 1.9 inches of precipitation and has 7 days in which precipitation is recorded. And then if you look at July here, usually no days of precipitation, a really, really, really small amount, and then a high of 75 and a low of 65. So kind of gives you an idea of what you're looking at. These handouts are probably going to be on Google Classroom for you. So you're going to look at the charts for all of that. You're going to determine what climate is in each region. You're going to record the climate zone and justification, that's reasoning behind your answer. You're going to be prepared to share this information with your classmates. You want to include both the type of data that you're looking at and the actual data from the chart. And you're going to try to use complete sentences. So an example would be, location A is an example of a tropical zone that's using actual data. You can see all the yellow is the actual data you're referencing, and then the green is highlighted that's the data that you were looking at. So the temperature, that's the data, that's the information you were looking at, and then the actual data would be 77 to 96 degrees Fahrenheit. So things to look at. We'll be talking about this in the class. And finally, number 6, you're going to have all the different climate zones for the 5 different locations, and you're going to want to include information as to why you chose that. So our to-do list today looks like this. We're going to do investigation 1.9, all 6 steps. You have an exit slip today, and on for tomorrow, you'll be looking at lesson 9 reflection, and there's a lot to read. So if you get time at the end of class, you're going to want to read textbook pages 148 to 153. Have a great day, Cardinals.